Today, we're going to talk about what I call the simpler divorce. First off, let me reiterate, my name is Ray-Welsh. I am a family law mediator in Texas, and I have a solution that I think would help many people. As a family law attorney, I found several people could not afford my services. They couldn't afford other attorneys, they couldn't afford me. Yet they needed some sort of help. So I came up with this idea as I started branching into the mediation world, which I call the simpler divorce. What that is not really hiring an attorney, but instead starting with mediation. So, why would we do this? Oftentimes, cases settle in mediation. In fact, 95 to 98% of cases settle in mediation, whether there's an attorney or not. Okay? Mediation is required in almost every court that I practice in before you can finalize, unless you have your own agreements. Okay? So if it's already required, why not start there first? So, neither of you have an attorney. You find my page, you schedule a mediation. You can book it online directly on my page. Okay? Then, what I will ask you to do is gather some information. What information do you have to gather? Depends on your situation. If you guys have children, then you need to gather information about who has typically made most decisions regarding their care, who has more time available, what is everybody's work schedules like, how much money does each party make. All of those things will factor into how do we determine who gets the children and when, and whether there's child support or not. We also need to know about health insurance, how they're going to be covered for health insurance. Are they going to be on a government program, or are they going to be covered by somebody else's insurance from work? All of that's needed on the child part. The other part of that that's needed in a divorce situation, at least, is the property. What does property mean? Property means more than you think. Property doesn't just mean a house. It also means cars. Doesn't matter that they're not bought in both names. Doesn't matter about that. Doesn't matter that every car is in my name. That doesn't matter in a divorce situation. Okay? But you need to know all the cars. You need to know if you have a house, you need to have that information. You should have an idea of how much it's worth and how much is owed on it as well. Okay? You also need to have bank accounts. That is considered property. You need to know about cash that you might have on hand. That's property. Life insurance, retirement accounts, investment accounts, and then personal property. What is personal property? That's all your stuff, okay? If you guys have already separated, then you probably already separated your personal stuff. But if you haven't, you need to have an idea of what items you really want so that when you're in mediation, we can work through all of that and try to balance out everything for everybody. If you gather all of that before you come to mediation, mediation is going to be much more beneficial to you. Okay? Then lastly, you'll attend the mediation. If you watched my first video, it talks about what to expect in mediation. Okay, I'll give you a few summary points of that. Basically, everybody's in separate rooms. Okay, whether it's virtual or in person, you're going to be in separate rooms, and I'll navigate between the two parties to try to work out an agreement. Everything's confidential. Everything you say can't be used against you in court. Okay? And in the end, hopefully we reach an agreement. If we reach an agreement, depending on how complicated that agreement is, I'll either direct you to some forms that you can use to file your divorce yourself, or I'll direct you to an attorney who will do all the drafting for you. All of this will reduce your cost for a divorce. If we don't reach an agreement in mediation, then you've already satisfied the first criteria of court anyway. So whether you go and you have to hire an attorney and you file with them or you file on your own, you can tell the court, we already mediated. So you don't have to get that again. If you want more information, check out my blog on www.welshlawmediation.com. Thanks.